This text is Sanskrita Vichara Sagara, a Prakarana Grantha, and it has got 6 taranga. 6 tarangas where the subject matter of Vedanta is presented. And in this 7 taranga, 7 taranga, and each taranga will have some number of avartas. Avarta means the waves or wavelets. Taranga means the wave, and this taranga will have avarta means wavelets. And mainly 4 topics are given in this text. The first topic is Anubandha Vichara, the analysis of Anubandha, introductory topics, which is done in the first and second taranga. Taranga we can translate as a chapter. And the third taranga, third chapter, Guru Shishya Lakshana Vichara was done. And now we have entered into the fourth taranga. The fourth taranga is the beginning of the main teaching of the text. So 4 to 6 chapter, 3 chapters are giving this Vedantopadesha. And the 7th taranga will be Jnana Phalam, the result of Jnana. And in this 4th taranga, the story is given in the beginning. The story of a king called Shubha Santati. He has 3 children, Tattva Drishti, Adrishti and Tarka Drishti. And once the king got Vairagyam, some Vairagyam, and he told his sons that I want to give up this kingdom and all of you take over this kingdom. He was a king of all the 3 lokas. And I want to be free from the samsara by Atma Vichara. Then the sons were very intelligent, so they thought that the father is leaving this worldly responsibility and he wants to have Atmajnanam and Paramananda. And we will be stuck with the samsara. So why don't we learn from his experience? And they themselves left the kingdom. And they went in search of Guru. And in one place they found Guru. They stayed there for 6 months. And then Guru gave the permission to ask the question. And then the eldest son, Tattva Drishti, presented their request, the request of on behalf of all 3 sons, all 3 brothers. And he said, we are suffering from samsara. We are afraid of the samsara dukkha or dukkha rupa samsara. Please tell us the means for the removal of dukkha and Paramananda Prapti, which is otherwise called moksha. And firstly, the Acharya gives the Upadesha, the teaching, to Uttamadhikari, the best qualified person. And therefore, the level of answer is different. And he said, Guru said that your very desire for moksha is based on Bhranti, means a delusion, a wrong conclusion. And how is it so? The Guru said that moksha has got 2 aspects. One is this Paramananda Prapti, the attainment of highest Ananda, and second is complete removal of samsara. So this twofold moksha with these 2 aspects, if it is desired by you, then that desire is based on Bhranti. Generally, mumuksha is glorified. But mumuksha also one has to outgrow. That idea is given here. And this particular teaching is given for the person who is having very strong mumuksha. A person who has got mild mumuksha or no mumuksha, to that person this Upadesha is not given. So Upadesha is for these three people who left everything for moksha. So they have strong desire, and Guru tells that strong desire for moksha is based on the Bhranti. What is the Bhranti? Twofold Bhranti. Moksha is twofold, I mean having two aspects, and therefore the Bhranti also is twofold. What is that? One is that I am away from Ananda. I do not have Paramananda. Paramananda means what? Ananda which does not go away. Absolute Ananda. We have got Ananda which is Vishaya. Generally we experience that as Vishayananda, which comes and goes. So Paramananda means this permanent, absolute, unsurpassable Ananda that one wants, and that is called Mokshecha, is based on the conclusion that I do not have Paramananda. My desire for Paramananda Rupa Moksha is because of the wrong conclusion that Paramananda is away from me. Desire is valid when you want something which you are not having. If you are having something and still you have desire, that desire is Bhranti Rupa. And based on this Bhranti Rupa conclusion, you have got Bhranti Rupa Icha. You have one Bhranti that I am away from Paramananda, therefore you have got Icha that I want Paramananda. That also is Bhranti only. So you have got this desire which is based on wrong conclusion. And another aspect of moksha, that samsarasya atyantika nivrutti, complete removal of dukkha, that also, desire for that also is based on Bhranti. Why? Because it is based on the wrong conclusion that I have dukkha. If I have dukkha, then I can have desire for dukkha. But in the vision of Shastra, in the vision of Acharya here, he says there is no real dukkha for you. You are ever free from dukkha, and therefore your desire for removal of dukkha is based on Bhranti. And when Guru said this Upadesha, gave this Upadesha, that you are already Ananda Swarupa, therefore, how can you have desire for Ananda? Then Shishya asked this question. He said, if Ananda is my nature, then how come we are having this experience? That when Vishaya comes, then only some desired object comes, then only we become happy. So Vishayananda Sambandha Deva Ananda Bhanam Katham. So how come we have got the experience of Ananda only when there is association with these desired objects? If Ananda is my Swarupa, then all the time it should be available to me and I should not look for it, and I should not experience only in a particular situation of association with particular objects. Then to that particular objection, so Shishya's conclusion is that if Ananda is my Swarupa, then I should be experiencing all the time. But I am experiencing Ananda only when I am associated with desired objects, and therefore Ananda is not my Swarupa. For that particular argument, Acharya gave the answer. Acharya said, even though Ananda is not the cause for, Vishaya is not the cause for Ananda, but Vishaya is contributing to the rise of a particular vritti. And in that vritti, Ananda is reflected. And therefore, the Ananda you are experiencing is a reflection of Atmananda alone, Ananda which belongs to Atma alone. Only thing, for that Atma to be reflected, manifested in a particular vritti, we require some nimitta, and that nimitta is Vishaya. So, desired objects helps to create a particular vritti in which Atmananda is reflected. So really speaking, this Vishaya is the nimitta for the nimitta of the manifestation of Ananda. Nimitta of the nimitta means what? Vishaya is the basis or a contributing factor for the rise of this particular state of the mind, receptive or reflective mode of the mind, in which the Ananda is reflected. For the reflection of Ananda, nimitta is vritti. And for vritti, the nimitta is the object. And therefore, object is just a nimitta for the reflection of Ananda. Object is not upadana karanam, it is a nimitta karanam. Upadana karanam, it is not means it is not a source of Ananda. And it is just Ananda of Atma alone is reflected in this particular vritti. And in the Tippani, there were two prakriyas given. In which type of vritti Ananda is reflected. One prakriya is that when a person is having the contact of the sense organs with the sense object, then Vishayakara vritti is formed. A vritti of this desired object. Like I like Rasagulla. So the Rasagulla akara vritti is formed. That Vishayakara vritti. In the Vishayakara vritti, Vishayavachinna Chaitanyam is reflected. And that Chaitanyam is non-separate from Ananda. And therefore, in Vishayakara vritti, there is reflection of Ananda of Chaitanyam, which is Vishayavachinna Chaitanya, Vishayavachinna. So in Vishayakara vritti, there is reflection of Ananda of the Chaitanyam, which is conditioned by the object. So in Vishayakara vritti, Vishayavachinna Chaitanyasya Anandamshaha Pratibimbate Pratifalati. So in Vishaya vritti itself, Ananda is a pratibimb, Ananda is reflected. And that Vishaya vritti means the Gnanakara vritti is Sattvika, because Gnanam belongs to Sattva Guna. Therefore, Vishaya Gnanakara vritti being Sattvika vritti, it becomes the medium of reflection of Ananda of Vishaya Avachinna Chaitanya. That is one prakriya. Second prakriya is that not in Vishaya Gnanakara vritti Ananda of Chaitanya is reflected. But when Vishayakara vritti has happened, then the Ichha for the Vishaya goes away. And when Ichha goes away, then there is an Antarmukha vritti. There is some Trupti Akara vritti, Shantakara vritti taking place in Antakarana itself. Earlier in the first prakriya, vritti is taking place in the Vishaya Desha, in the place where the object is. Whereas here, the vritti is taking place in the Antakarana Desha. It is not Bahirmukha vritti, it is Antarmukha vritti. Vishayakara vritti can be considered Bahirmukha vritti because it goes outward. So in Antarmukha vritti, which is born after the Jnanam of the Vishaya, in that Antarmukha vritti, Antakarana Upahita Chaitanyasya Anandamsha is reflected. So in the Prakriya 1, Vishaya Jnanakara vrittau Vishayavachinna Chaitanyasya Anandamshaha Pratifalati. And in the second Prakriya, this Antakarana, Antarbukha vrittau, Antakarana Avachinna Chaitanyasya Anandamshaha Pratifalati. These two differences there, very subtle difference is made. But generally we go by the second Prakriya, where we say not in Vishayakara vritti, but in Antarmukhakara vritti. Practically speaking, what it means, when I am experiencing a desired object, if I like chocolate, then in chocolate akara vritti, ananda pratibimba is not there. But after eating chocolate, then there is some antarmukhakara vritti, this particular mode, receptive mode of the mind. Here, Ananda Amsha of this Antakarana Avachinna Chaitanya is reflected. Means Ananda is reflected. So, when Ananda is reflected, that time Vishaya Akara Darshanam is not there. Vishaya Akara Darshanam is gone. One more vritti is there. One more thought mode of the mind is there in which Ananda is reflected. And those vrittis in which Ananda is reflected, they are called Priya Moda Pramoda. The Priya Moda Pramoda vritti, in that Ananda Pratibimba is taking place. So by this explanation, what was suggested? That Vishaya is not the source of Ananda, Vishaya is just the contributory factor for the rise of the vritti where Ananda of Atma is reflected. And then after that, the Acharya gave 4 reasons to establish that why Vishaye Anandaha Nasti. First, he said, if Ananda belongs to the object, then a person who is experiencing Ananda from a particular object, and at that time, if he remembers something to be done or he has missed to do, then his Ananda goes away. For example, a person is going inside the restaurant, and then he orders something and he is eating some very desired item which he likes very much. And when he is eating, one he is eating and second he is about to eat, and he remembers that outside the restaurant was very full and therefore they were waiting outside on the chair, and he had put his mobile and the purse there and he has forgotten. Now imagine, when he remembers that he had kept his mobile and purse, everything outside, and there is a big crowd, his Ananda from that item he is eating will go away. He will not have Ananda. In fact, he will jump and immediately he tries to go out. Where is that mobile? Where is his purse? So first argument is that object is very much there in front of him. It was there. But moment he remembers that my purse is gone or my purse is forgotten, mobile is forgotten, then what? Then his Ananda from that object stops coming. If Vishaya has the Ananda, then Vishaya should continue to give him Ananda. Like a lamp is there in front of the person, it was giving light. So even when person remembers that he has forgotten his purse, still lamp will continue to give light. It is not that his person is worried, so light will light will be put out. That will not happen. So first argument is, if Vishaya has got Ananda, then while experiencing the Vishaya, whatever desire comes, whatever disturbing news he hears, he should continue to get Ananda, but it doesn't happen. In fact, many times people, while eating in the dining table, they fight and the people will get up from the dining table. It's a very common thing in so-called big people. So they fight. Some people, not all big people, but many we have heard that people get angry and they go away. And they were really relishing the food, but they get up. So this itself shows that Vishaya does not have Ananda. So first. Second argument given, that son has come from abroad and they have got this father or mother, they are very happy, and father and son, they go to the airport and they receive the child and they embrace the child They have got lot of ananda. Pramoda they call Tamil. Pramoda is there. Pramada. Pramada is there. Pramada is there. But afterwards, what happens? After the son is there or daughter is there, continues to be there. But still, the intensity of ananda goes away. And afterwards, it becomes neutral. Especially when son or daughter is going to stay for 6 months, then it is another thing. So person gets busy with something else. Therefore, even though the object of the object of happiness, that which was considered to be the object of happiness is there, but still ananda is not. So first and second difference is while experiencing ananda, disturbance. That was the example, first one. Second is that ananda has been experienced, an object continues, still, even though nothing great has happened, but person has got some desire for something else, gets busy with something else. So that person doesn't become source of happiness. So that is the second. So by this dog logic was dismissed. What is the dog logic? That if bone is bitten or bone is chewed, then blood is tasted. So the bone is not chewed, then blood is not there. So dog has got this logic that bone is the source of blood. Similarly, this dog-like person has got this logic. When I am experiencing objects, I am happy. When I am not experiencing objects, I am not happy. Therefore, happiness belongs to the objects. For that particular logic, this fallacy is shown. It is called Anvaya Vyabhichara. Anvaya Vyabhichara means what? The violation of the law of co-presence. Object is, therefore Ananda is. That is the argument of a person who considers Ananda to be a born of Vishaya. To that person, this argument is given. If the object is the source of happiness, it should continue to give. In these two cases we saw, but it does not give. So Anvaya Vyabhichara was shown. Then the third argument was given, Vyatireka Vyabhichara, that if objects are not there, Ananda is not there. That is the thinking of this materialistic person who thinks that Ananda belongs to the objects. To that person it is said, we have a situation when objects are not there, till Ananda is there. Like what? Yogananda or Nidrananda. So there, person doesn't have object, but Ananda is there. And therefore, your logic is violated. The fourth reason given was the Shruti Pramanam. Shruti says, Atma alone is Ananda Swarupa. And two Shrutis were quoted. Raso Vaisaha, first Shruti, to show that Atma alone is Ananda Swarupa. Second was quoted to show that whatever experiential happiness person has is based on the reflection of Atma alone. Matram Upajivanti. And that was explained with the help of a shloka. And then Shishya had asked this incidental question that if happiness is only reflected by the objects when desire is born for an Agnani, ignorant person, will Gnani have desire or not? And will Gnani have the experience of happiness from the objects or not? For that question was raised. The Shishya thought that Gnani will not have desire, Gnani will not have any experiential happiness, he will not laugh at a joke, or he will not have joy from this Rasgulla ice cream, etc. That type of idea this Shishya had. So Guru said, no, the Ichcha can be there even for a Gnani. Why? Because when he is in Vyavahara Kala, that time he is not having deliberate thinking about Atma. So he is functionally identified with the body, senses, mind. And therefore, based on the identification with the body, there would be some preferences. There will be some samskaras. So based on the prarabdha and vasanas, there will be some preferences. Ruchi and aruchi will be there. Preferences will be there. And based on the preferences, Vishayecha can be there. If a wise person also has come from hot sun, then he also may have desire for drinking some cold water, something. He is feeling little drained out energy, so he would like to eat something which is nutritive. And so nothing wrong if there is a desire, because when Gnani is in Vyavahara, he has got functional identification. But the difference is that the wise person, when he has a desire, his desire is not coming out of apurnatva buddhi. I am incomplete, and if I get my desired object, I will be complete. That type of notion is not there, as it is the case with ignorant person. And then whether he will have ananda or not, he said, yeah, he will have ananda. He will have joy from the objects also. But he does not consider ananda coming from the objects. He will know that ananda is my ananda alone reflected through these objects. And therefore, he is different in his understanding compared to an ignorant person. That was answered. Then Shishya is asking now second aspect of moksha. Guruji told that your desire for moksha in the form of samsara dukkha nivrutti also is based on bhranti, because really samsara is not there in you. You are ever free from samsara. Since you are ever free from samsara, your desire for removal of dukkha is based on the wrong conclusion that you have dukkha. And for that, Shishya asked this question that I understood I am Paramananda Swarupa, but you said that samsara rupa dukkha is not there at all in you, and therefore the desire for removal of samsara that is asangata, untenable. But Shishya has this question. If samsara is not there in me, where is it? Somewhere it should be. Like some smell is coming. And you ask the person, oh Devadatta, smell is coming. Do you have something which is smelly? So Devadatta said, no, I don't have anything which will smell. But smell is coming. Therefore, somewhere their source should be. So if dukkha I am experiencing, you are saying it is not in me. First of all, that itself is little difficult to digest, because I am experiencing dukkha in me. But say you say, no, dukkha is not in you, Atma. You are Satchidananda Swarupa. So when Guruji said dukkha is not in you, in his mind, you is Chaitanya, Asanga Swarupa Atma. And so Shishya said, if that dukkha is not in me, Atma, where is it? Somewhere it should be. Then somebody may say, why Shishya should know this? Wherever it is, let it be wherever it is. Why should Shishya bother where it is? You don't have dukkha. That is good enough. Isn't it good enough? Then Granthakara said, no. If I know that dukkha is in this particular locus, if I know it well, then dukkha is not in me will be confirmed. In the last class, I gave the example. That smell is coming, and I have a doubt whether smell is from my luggage. So I check, and I found that it is not there. I have got 6-7 bags, and I checked all of them, not there. But still smell is coming. And people will be saying, no, you please check. You only will have. The fellow has to check again. And since he is not getting the source where the smell is, then till then he will have a doubt. Maybe I have not seen properly. But once he sees, once he perceives that, yeah, his smell is coming from that particular, bag where some, rat is there, and therefore some smell is coming, then he search for the locus of the smell will go away. Because he saw, oh, it is that, not my bag. So similarly, Shishya wants to know where this samsara dukkha is. If you tell, then I will be very sure that dukkha is in that particular source and that is not me, and therefore I am free from dukkha. Otherwise, experientially, I am feeling dukkha in me. Now we are saying it is not in you, Atma. So where is it? For that particular question, Guru is giving the answer. And in the last class, we saw that to this question, we have got two types of answers. One is for Madhyama Adhikari, other is for Uttama Adhikari. Adhama Adhikari, we have different answer. Adhama Adhikari say, dukkha is there in you because of your karma, you change your karma, everything will be all right. Madhyama Adhikari, we say, dukkha is there in anatma. Dukkha is in anatma and there is a tadatmya. There is a tadatmya, therefore you are feeling dukkha in you. Dukkha is in anatma. And you are sakshi of that anatma, therefore you are free from dukkha. Dukkha sakshitvat atmanaha atma dukkha rahitaha. Atma being the witness of the anatma, and therefore anatma and anatma dukkha, therefore atma is free from dukkha. This is madhyamadhikari answer. In fact, that is the answer generally we give. It means that most of the people are madhyamadhikari only. But here, Guru is addressing to tattva drishti. I told you there are three brothers. So they are presented in this story. There is not really something happened like this. It's a story. So three sons of Shubha Santati, they are three adhikaris. They represent three adhikari. Tattva drishti is uttama adhikari. This adrishti is madhyama adhikari. And tarka drishti is adhama adhikari. So to uttama adhikari, what is the upadesha given? In the 134th we were reading, na kasyapi samsaraha asti iti guroho uttaram. The answer of the Guru is, samsara does not belong to anyone. Generally we say samsara belongs to anatma, you are a sakshi of the anatma, therefore you are free from dukkha. That is one level of answer. Here he says, samsara does not belong to anyone. Na kasyapi samsara asti iti guroho uttaram. This is the answer of Guru. Now we'll read that. Hey Shishya, shrunu me vachanam. O disciple, may you listen to my statement. And we have seen that this type of statement comes. May you listen to me. Bhagavan also says, shrunu. Vachanam me shrunu. Bhagavan, there also Bhagavan says. So what is the meaning of shrunu there? Already person is listening. So shrunu means give special attention. So he says, may you listen to my statement with special attention. Tena. Tena means tena shravanena or tena vachanena. By the statement or by listening to the statement, te sarva samshaya nivrittihi syat. The removal of all doubts would be there. Removal of all your doubts. Te means your all doubts will be removed. What is that answer? Janana maranadi samsara dukkham na kutrachidapi asti. The sorrow of samsara characterized by or involving birth, death, etc. The sorrow of the samsara, this bondage involving birth, death, etc. or characterized by birth, death, etc. Na kutrachidapi asti, is not there anywhere. Means real sorrow is not there. Paramarthataha kutrapi nasti. That is what he means. And when Uttamadhikari is addressed, it is always from the standpoint of Paramarthika Drishti. So Paramarthika Drishtya, samsara itself is not there. So samsara itself is not there, and therefore there is no question of the locus of samsara. If Gagana Pushpa, this flowers which are grown in the sky itself is not there. So where is the question of the locus? Shashashrunga, the rabbit's horn itself is not there. So where is the question of finding its locus? So samsara is not there at all. Samsara dukkha is not there at all. Therefore, kutrachidapi, it is not located in any place. But anubhuyamanam, anubhuyamanapi mapi idam drishyam jagat kalatraye api vai mai anyatra va kutrachidapi anumatramapi nasti eva. This is the paramarthaka. Anubhuyamanam api idam drishyam jagat, this experienceable world, which is anubhuyamanam api, even though it is experienced. So perceptible, drishyam can be said perceptible or experienceable world, even though it is experience. Kalatraya api, in all three periods of time, tvai nasti, is not there in you. Then if tvai nasti in mayi syat, no, he said not in me also. Samsara is not in you, samsara is not in me. So somewhere else it would be there. He says anyatra va kutrachit, or anywhere else. Anyatra va kutrachit means or anywhere else. Nasti eva. This samsara dukkha is nasti eva. But little bit it is there. He said no, anumatram api. Even little bit samsara dukkha is not there. Ataha eva. Therefore alone. Asya jagataha, of this world. Atyanta nashaha means complete real destruction. Na kutrachidapi, in any place. Na sambhavati, is not possible. This samsara, drishya jagat, is not there at all. Therefore, its destruction also is not possible. If something is there, really, then it can be really destroyed. If something is not there at all, how can it be destroyed? Mandukya Karika, it will be said, Prapancho yadi vidyeta, nivarteta na samshaya. If the world really exists, then it can be removed by some means. Maya matramidam dvaitam advaitam paramarthataha. This dvaitam is maya matram, is unreal. Advaitam is non-duality alone, is the ultimate reality. So, similar idea is given here that Jagat is really not there in any place, in any locus, at any time. Even little bit Jagat is not there. But see, this Upadesha will be grasped and not registered when mind is ready to receive this. And therefore some questions will be raised. That how can you say, everybody of you must be thinking, Swamiji, a word is not there, world is not there. How can you say that you are experiencing world? Then how can you say world is not there? So we said word is paramarthataha nasti. That's what it means. Ataha eva asya jagataha atyanta. Ataha eva means what? Since the world is not there at all, therefore alone, atyanta nashaha, complete destruction of this world, kutrachidapi, in any place, it is not possible. If Akasha Pushpa is there, then Akasha Pushpa can be destroyed. But really it is not there, therefore really it cannot be destroyed. And there is a footnote here, first footnote, yatha rajjau kalpita sarpasya vyavharika sattaya atyanta abhavaha asti. Just as rajjau, in the rope, kalpita sarpasya, of this imagined snake, atyanta abhava, complete absence, vyavharika sattaya, as an empirical object, there is complete absence. Means this sarpa, kalpita sarpa, pratibhasika sarpa, Kalpita here means Pratibhasika Sarpa. Pratibhasika Sarpa is non-existent from the standpoint of empirical existence. So, Vyavharika Sattaya, by Vyavharika Satta, from the standpoint of empirical existence, this Sarpa is not there at all. Atyanta Bhavaha, complete absence of the snake is there. Technically, we say Vyavharika Satta Vishishta Rajju Sarpasya Atyanta Bhava. There is a complete absence of the snake, which is endowed with the Vyavharika Satta. The Rajju Sarpa, as the one having this empirical existence, is not there at all. Pratibhasika Satta Avachidda Rajju Sarpa is there. Means the rope snake having this imaginary existence, yes, we accept. But Vyavharika Sattaya Atyanta Bhava Asti. Tatha, similarly, Brahmana Kalpitasya Jagataha Paramarthika Sattaya Atyanta Bhava Asti. Similarly, of this world, which is waking world, which is Kalpita, which is superimposed upon Brahman, Paramarthika Sattaya, from the standpoint of the absolute existence, Atyanta Bhavaha, complete absence is there. So here what is said, the Drashtanta is, just as from the standpoint of empirical existence, rope snake is not there at all. Similarly, from the standpoint of the absolute existence, even this waking world is not there. Tathacha, and thus Paramarthika Sattaya Jagataha Atyanta Bhavaha Eva Tasya Nitya Nivrutti iti Uchyate. Means complete absence, Atyanta Bhava means complete absence of the world from the standpoint of absolute reality alone. Tasya, of this world, Nitya Nivrutti iti Uchyate, is called ever removal, ever negation, ever absence, iti Uchyate, is told in this manner. So there is Nitya Nivrutti of this world. Means the world is already been what is called made absent. So it is not that the world is to be removed. The world is already removed. Already removed is not that like one day it is removed. Already ever removed. World is ever removed means world is not there from Paramarthika Satta, from the standpoint of Paramarthika Satta, in any period of time. That is called Nitya Nivrutti of the Jagat. So Nitya Nivrutti, it was said that the samsara is Nitya Nivrutti in Atma, Nitya Nivrutta in Atma. Means what? Paramarthika Sattaya, world is not there. Samsara is not there in any period of time. That is called Nitya Nivrutti. So when Guru said that samsara is already Nivrutta in you, it means samsara never existed in you from the standpoint of this absolute reality. So Paramarthika Sattaya Jagataha Atyanta Bhava Eva. And that is called Nitya Nivrutti. All right. Now, so Guru gave the answer that yes, you are saying that Jagat is experienced, but from Paramarthika Drishti, Jagat is not there at all. And therefore, we cannot remove this world because it is already removed. Nivrittasya kadam nivritti syat. If something is already not there, how can you remove it? Like somebody gets this wrong notion that some cat has entered into me. How can it be removed? If cat has entered into the stomach, the doctor can remove. But somebody gets some psychological, the psycho issue that in my stomach, cat has gone there. Then how can it be removed? If it is there, it can be removed. If not there, how can it be removed? So Jagataha Nitya Nivrutti is there. So this is Paramarthika Drishti. If this particular understanding clicks, then no further teaching is required. Means When teacher says that you are ever free from samsara, you are ever free from jagat, and he said, yes, I have no samsara at all. Even when I thought myself to be having samsara, that time also I was free. Right now free, earlier free, and I cannot but be free. If that appeals to you, then no further teaching is required. But most of the people will have a doubt against this, and therefore this continues. All right. Now, Shishya will ask this question which all of us would like to ask. And what is that question? Asataha samsarasya katham pratitihi iti prashnaha. How can there be experience? Pratiti means experience. Katha means how. How can there be experience of this non-existent samsara? If samsara is like Vandhyaputra or samsara is like Shashashranga, Gaganaravinda, means the lotus in the sky, then we don't experience. Like Gagana Pushpa, we don't experience. Shashashranga, we don't experience. Similarly, if samsara is like this Gagana Pushpa, Shashashranga, then we would not be experiencing. But very fact we are experiencing, therefore your argument that samsara doesn't exist at all is not correct. That is what Shishya is asking. He says, Hey Krupalo Sadguru. This is the humility of the Shishya. Even though Guru is telling something which is against his normal thinking, then normal people will get angry. Then he may advise, he may address what? Oh, idiot Guru. Like that they may address. But this person continues to have humility. Hey Krupalo Sadguru. So just because teacher says something which is against our normal thinking, so we don't lose our respect and Shraddha. So he continues to have respect. Hey Krupalo, oh compassionate Sadguru, great Guru, Janana Maranadi Samsara Dukkham Maiva Anyatrava Putrachidapi na Syache. Chet means if the Dukkham, the pain, sorrow of samsara in the form of birth, death, etc., Mai Nasyat would not be there in me. Anyatrava Kutrachidapi Nasyat is not there anywhere else. Katham tarhi, then how come? Tat pratyakshi bhavati. How that samsara dukkha, tatrapasu samsara dukkha, pratyakshi bhavati is experienced directly. Any samsari you ask, are you having dukkha? He said, yeah, I have a lot of dukkha. So, pratyakshi bhavati, morning dukkha, afternoon dukkha, evening dukkha. And some people don't get sleep, so night also dukkha. So, dukkha. So, dukkham pratyakshi bhavati. So, katham tari pratyakshi bhavati. So, this is a common question. If samsara is not there, how can it be experienced? Then, for he gives the reason why this question is there. Nahi atyanta asad vastu kadachidapi upalabhyate. Because atyanta asad vastu, something which is completely non-existent, kadachidapi, at any time, na upalabhyate, is not experienced. And he gives the example, Vandhyaputra, Gaganaravinda, asad vastuvat, samsara api, atyanta asanchet, kadachidapi upalabhyeta, na kadachidapi upalabhyeta, upalabhyate tu tasmat janma maranadi dukkha rupa samsaraha nasti iti uktihi na yujyate iti shishyaha pritchate. So he says, if samsara is asat, then how can it be experienced? Because atyanta asad vastu, that which is completely non-existent, kadachidapi na upalabhyate, is not experienced at any time. And he gives the example. Vandhyaputra Gaganaravinda asad vastuvat, like Vandhyaputra, a son of a lady who cannot give birth to any child. That is called Vandya. Tasya Putra means Vandya Putra means non-existent child. Child which is not possible. That Vandya Putra. Gaganara Vinda, the lotus which is grown in the sky. Impossible. All these are asad vastu, non-existent. We know they are not there. So such non-existent things, like those non-existent things, samsara api atyanta asan. If samsara is completely non-existent, na kadachidapi upalabhyeta, would not be experienced at any time. Just as Vandyaputra, Gaganaravinda are completely asat, therefore they are not experienced at any time. Similarly, if samsara also is like that, asat vastu, then like Vandyaputradi, samsara also will not be experienced. Upalabhyate tu. Some people say, no, let it not experience. It is experienced. Let it not get experienced. That type of Purvapaksha is not tenable because upalabhyate tu, it is experienced. Tasmat, therefore, Janma Maranadi Dukkha Rupa Samsaraha Nasti, Purvapakshi is telling. Therefore, or Shishya is telling. Therefore, the samsara in the form of dukkha in janana marana. So janana marana rupa dukkha, or the dukkha involved in janana marana, is samsara. So samsara in the form of dukkha, which is involved in birth, death, etc. Nasti. That samsara is not there. Iti uktihi. That type of statement, na yujyate, is not proper. Iti shishya pruchati. In this manner, disciple asks. For that, Guru is giving the answer. Samsara pratitihi mithya iti guroho uddara. This is a Vedanta answer. Nobody else can give this answer. Only Buddhists can give, but Buddhists will have different problem. Samsara pratitihi mithya. The experience of samsara is mithya. So means the experience of samsara is the mithya vishayaka pratiti. It is the pratiti experience of something which is unreal. Because mithyatvam of experience is based on the object of experience. The samsara pratiti mithya means samsara pratiti is mithya vishaya, is regarding unreal things. Iti guroho uttaram. In this manner, the answer to Guru. So samsara vishaya is mithya and samsara pratiti also is mithya. It says janana maranadi pravaha rupam jagat parmarthatah kalatraye api asadapi pratyagatma eva brahma iti ajanatam kevalam mithya bhutam avabhasate. So he says janana maranadi pravaha rupa jagat. The jagat, the world which is in the form of a flow of birth, death, etc. Because jagat is, we have got cyclic process, born, sustain, dissolve, again born, sustain, dissolve. That type of jagat, paramarthataha, in reality, kalatrayapi asat, it is non-existent in all three periods of time. Even then, pratyagatma eva brahma iti ajanatam. For ignorant people, ignorant means what? Those who are not knowing. Ajanata means for those who are not knowing. What they are not knowing? Pratyagatma eva brahma. The inner self, real I, is Brahma. Real I alone am Brahma. In this manner, some people who do not, those who do not know, or those people, kevalam mithya bhutam avabhasate. The samsara jagat is avabhasate, appears as unreal one, appears the unreally, seemingly, falsely. Kevalam is only. It is appearing only falsely. So mithya bhutam is adverbial. So when a person Adnani is experiencing at that time, he doesn't know it is mithya. But factually, it is mithya. Therefore, it is said, मिथ्याभूतम avabhasate. He gives the example. Yatha swapne anubhuyamana padarthaha. Just as the objects experience in the dream. Akashe neilyam. Second example. The blueness in the sky. We said Neelam Akasham. Akashe neilyam. And Rajjau Sarpadaya. And the snake, etc. in the rope. Paramarthataha kalatraye api asantaha api. Paramartha means in reality, kalatraye api, in all three periods of time, asantaha api, even though they are not there. So from the standpoint of reality, they are not there. But mithya eva avabhasante. They are appearing falsely. Indeed, eva means indeed. Tadvat, similarly, jagat, this word, paramarthataha asadapi. Even though in reality, this world is asat, from the standpoint of the absolute reality, jagat is asat, even though it is asat, mithya rupena, as unreal, avabhasate, it appears. The mithya rupena means as unreal. This is a vastu drishtya, not to anubhava drishtya. It is not that every ignorant knowing, oh, the world is mithya. So, it is appearing falsely. That is from the standpoint of reality. So, Guru's answer is that something may not be there really, but still it can appear. The samsara and samsara dukkha is really not there, but it appears because of ignorance. More we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.